Hey guys, welcome back. We took a short break. The whole family got sick for a second time, but this one was, I'm not going to go into too much detail about it, but my daughter threw up like 10 times one night last week, then the very next day after I filmed that video. So it's been a little bit, and I do apologize to everybody, but I just want to be transparent. Everybody got sick. I was off work for a couple days, but I am back. And this is video 75. I don't know if you guys have been keeping track, but I definitely have. It's been an awesome ride on this channel so far, and I appreciate everybody who's new and old subscribers. If you're just tuning into this for the very first time, welcome. Please like, comment, share, subscribe if you're new and you enjoy spicy content of all kinds. I'm gonna just kind of get into this challenge video today. So what I got, you guys kind of saw in the thumbnail. I have a couple peppers, the best of the lot that I have for fresh. I originally got these and was going to do the challenge video probably like 4 days ago, but like I said, with everybody getting sick. So I have, to start off, this is Seriously Hot Orange Tincture from Tom Broom. It is aged 5 months. If you're unfamiliar with what tincture is, essentially, it's alcohol with hot pepper powder. And it just kind of sits together, and what happens is whoever's making it, they can either shake it or just let it sit. So, I think he pretty much shakes his tincture for the duration of its like marinating, if that's what you want to call it. But this is Big Peach Mama that he made this with. It does taste a lot like biting into like an orange, essentially. So I have that. If you guys were wondering about this, I did a live with Sam, aka Pepper Poppy, and this is warthog mash. So this is pure warthogs that Matthew Arthur had sent to me. It was in a Gator Light bottle, and I took the label off. But essentially only warthogs, a little bit of water, vinegar, distilled white vinegar, and he just grinds them up until basically the blender doesn't push no more. Gonna be doing a spoonful of tincture, a spoonful of warthog mash, and then I have 3 different pods in case, like I said, these have been in the fridge, but they're getting a little soft and I don't know what to expect on the inside. So I have 3 different ones to pick from. We're gonna kind of pick and choose what burn hits me the hardest. We may do this into a series in the future, comparing other stuff, but for today's challenge video, it's going to be these 3. So yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate you coming back to the channel. But yeah, so let's get into this. I'm thinking we're going to do the pepper first. Comment what you think is going to burn the most. I have my suspicions of what's going to burn the most, but I'm not entirely sure. These peppers were sent to me by Clayton Hollingsworth. What they are, these are like the very end of the season pods. I didn't even know he sent this package. It's really funny. The package came the day after my birthday, and it had a whole lot of just random peppers in it, and then it had a play on the channel. So it had a Super Nintendo. It was like one of the smaller Super Nintendos, it's cartridge only. Not like one of those huge bulky ones you'd think of when you think of them. It was kind of more compact. It fit in a priority mailing box. I think this is a medium or small. Either way, it was really funny. It fit in that, and it was at the very bottom. But before I get into the actual challenge of this, I know a lot of people could have been anticipating and hoping for some merch, and it's official. I'm wearing actually one of the shirts. So this is going to be one of the shirts that we have on the site. It says 8-Bit Peppers, and it's got a little guy gardening, holding the pepper. So my wife and I designed this, and a couple other ones on the site. If there's a color of the merch that you're wanting that we don't have, comment or message me privately, Instagram, or even comment on the YouTube video, and we'll see if we can add that. There's a ton of colors. There's like over 100 different colors you can pick from. So the ones that are in on the site are just the ones we kind of highlighted that took our interest. So if there's other ones you want, let me know. But I'm gonna probably try and eat this one. It looks either like a Reaper, Carolina Reaper, or a Moruga Scorpion. So I'm not sure. It's just kind of like an off pheno. It's something in between. Maybe I'm totally wrong. This could be just like a pheno, a ghost pheno. I have this one to pick from too. If it looks like a ghost more than the other one, so or what looks like could possibly be a white Moruga. That's the other option. But my stomach from my sickness, it kind of was recovering because I had, let's just say I had thrown up as well after my daughter did and my wife did. And then my son was a day after me. So that's kind of what we got going on here. Let's see if I can open it up a little bit more. It looks good on the inside. I mean, peppers surprisingly will last longer than a lot of people think. So you can see some capsaicin oils on this side glistening inside there if it picks it up right on the camera. A lot of seeds. Kind of difficult. They're a little soft. So I got this one. We're going to start with this. Then I think I'm going to do the warthog mash and compare that, and then the tincture. The tincture, I didn't mention, it's roughly 1.8 or 1,800,000 to 2 million, I'd say. And that's what Tom thought when he had sent it to me. So let's get into this. Cheers, everybody. Strong burn on my tongue for the most part right off the bat. It kind of is burning like a Reaper. It makes me think it's a Reaper or an off pheno Reaper, some kind. When I say off pheno, it just doesn't look like your typical Reaper. Hadn't had anything super hot in about a week now. So I was like, this would probably be a good time to do this video anyway. This sting is more like a Reaper than a Moruga or a Trinidad Moruga Scorpion. I definitely think the flavor is good though. A little bit of bitter notes from the seeds. There was quite a few, but it initially had a nice fruity flavor. So it could be a Moruga for that reason alone, because Morugas tend to taste better to me personally than Reapers do, but it's really similar either way. So if my tolerance is really low, and let's say I'm getting into this challenge kind of with like a less than optimal, just because it's been a little bit, that one's probably gonna shock me on a scale of 1 to 5. That one's hitting at like a 1.5. And that's just your run-of-the-mill, typical super hot pepper, so 1.5 there. I'm gonna take the lid off and we're gonna indulge in a spoonful of this warthog mash. We're gonna kind of compare. This is pure warthog peppers. No other peppers were included in this. And I know this stuff will get and catch up to me later into the night, more than maybe the mouth burn will give, just because of the 5 spoonfuls. Took 5 spoonfuls with Sam on a live stream on Facebook. It'll be on Sam, aka Pepper Poppy, or Samuel Game Spencer, his Facebook live. It was a couple of weeks back now, but Matthew Arthur was part of it too, and we did 5 of these. He gave me some cap cramps later that night for sure. So this is hot. But anyway, I was gonna compare this to that last one. So initially with that, it always tends to hit me in the throat. Warthog mash, it gets me in the throat. This one, after eating a super hot, like a regular fresh pepper, it's actually burning a little bit more on my tongue right now. And quicker than it typically does. So usually it takes me like, I don't know, 40 seconds to a minute before it'll hit my tongue at all, or the back of my throat, and it's actually kind of hitting me right away. But is it enough to beat that fresh pod? We'll kind of wait and see. Definitely got my nose running, that's for sure. Flavor's so good. I say it so many times in that live I was on, but Matthew Arthur's, thank you so much, Matthew Arthur, for sending me this. If you watch today's video, it's such a good mash. If nothing else, he could definitely make a career, or a living, I should say a living. He's already made an awesome career out of growing peppers and stuff, but he can make a living just selling this pepper mash. It's so good. Just the right amount of bite from the vinegar. Just enough water that it's not like just a concentrated solid, but it's also got so much just flavor from those peppers. The Warthog's a great tasting pepper. That one, it tastes a little saltier than you'd think, but at the same time, I don't think he adds any salt, but it's got an awesome bite to it. Yeah, it's definitely picking up a little bit. The Warthog is hitting my throat a little bit, almost direct center. It feels like your uvula or whatever in the back of your throat. It's kind of shocking and stinging that in the back of my tongue a lot right now. Definitely like salivating, just because it was such a good taste, but at the same time, my tolerance is a little down from, taking a week basically before this video. But will this tincture be enough to surpass the Warthog and that fresh pepper of sorts? I almost want to say that fresh pod I ate was somewhere around maybe like 1.3, 1.4 million, maybe. So it was a hot pod, but it wasn't, I think, scale of 1 to 5, I think this is at least a 2. So it's a half a point higher than that fresh pod was. But, up to this point, I've never done a spoonful of tincture. So let's kind of gather our thoughts here and see what we think. We're going to start with an empty vial. And yes, this is what a tincture vial typically will come in, these little bottles. This is a 14.6 milliliter bottle. So what you do is you squeeze the egg dropper at the top, you pull the tincture, and then to get more out, you kind of squeeze the bottom a little bit, and then just like an egg dropper. So then I don't know if that'll be quite enough to completely fill the spoon, but we're going to do a spoonful. So now you can kind of see. This is a tablespoonful. Might not be enough. I'll get a little bit more because I feel like it's going to need just a little more. There we go. Pretty much. I feel like that's enough. Maybe not. I could be totally wrong here. Yeah, we were not 100% here, so we're going to have to balance carefully. We're going to try and do as much as we can without spilling this everywhere. Not a professional. All right. I'd say that's nearly a tablespoon of tincture. So, all right, everybody, let's see what this does. Okay, so burn's coming on immediately. So far, I don't know. I think the tincture might take the cake on this one, guys. It's probably, I think it's probably already at a 3 for me. It's definitely hitting harder. I'm gonna need another napkin, I think, for this nose. I'm about to have a nose run. Maybe not. You know, it was coming on stronger, I thought, but initially what I thought might be wrong. The mouth burn isn't necessarily even as bad as the Warthog, and the Warthog wasn't even that bad after that Moruga or Reaper, whatever it was. It's kind of, I'm leaning towards a Moruga or Moruga Scorpion. It's almost I think I got a little bit more on my lips than I intended to, making my lips kind of tingle, and I licked my lips. It might be a 2. It might be about equal to that, actually. It's kind of kicking in. Very strong orange taste. It wasn't quite as strong as it would be if you had like an orange rind and bit into that, but definitely had a nice orange taste. Tom makes some good tincture for sure. It's kind of hitting the back of my throat right now. Doing a little pulsing burn. Breathing out makes me think that this was actually a little bit hotter than the Warthog for as far as what type of burn burns the most. With a lower tolerance than optimal for me, I think this one's probably about a 3. 3 out of 5 for burn level. Or if you want to just go with like a 5 out of 10 or something like that. Definitely a nice little burn. That's the most tincture I've ever done, like in one little sit. And it did not disappoint. My eyes are almost starting to water, I feel like. A little bit. But I don't want to touch them because I think I got some pepper powder or pepper oils on my fingers from that first pod. Definitely a nice little burn going. When you keep your mouth closed. If I kept my mouth fully closed, I know my eyes would start to drip. But I think it's peaked for me. The burn so far for between all 3 of these. I'm gonna grab another napkin though. Definitely clearing out the sinuses tonight. So of the 3, in case you're wanting your conclusion, I think that the tincture, just because it has like alcohol base in it from creating it, almost, it might like make your tongue vulnerable, in a certain vulnerable state for the pepper itself, like the spice. So it might have like a little lift or edge over the other contenders in this video just for that reason. God, my eyes starting to water. But it definitely peaked about a minute ago, I think, because it's starting to subside. But yeah, you should hit up Tom Broom. He's Seriously Hot Peppers on Facebook. He's not a sponsor or anything, but definitely, if you want some tincture, he's a source I know to go to. There's groups on Facebook, people sell tinctures, but I can't like give them off the top of my head because I've never bought from them. But yeah, man, this was a nice burn to come back to after a little break. My heat, I'm probably sitting right now at like a 3. I think I got to about a 4.5 today after taking that break and doing that nearly full tablespoon of tincture there between the other 2 items. Definitely put me to a higher on the scale than I've been in a while. Whew. But yeah, so like I said with the merch, it's got 8-Bit Peppers. That's the channel. And the little guy. Check out the merch if you're interested today. I'm going to have that linked in the description today in the video. So for the first time, this is kind of like the launch day, so to speak. And we'll probably add more here as time goes by. We have other ideas and other plans to add more, but I just haven't yet. So what's on there? There's a mug. I think there's a couple hoodies, t-shirts, but Excuse me. For now, that's what we got. But I think I'm sitting at like a 1, maybe 1.5. Definitely gone down on the scale here. So I appreciate everybody tuning in. And this was a challenge video for the 75th video. Challenge number 2, I think, on the channel. But yeah. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next time. And keep it spicy.